Hi, welcome to midday.com, and we have a very special team joining us today, the team of Raat Rani from Modern Love Mumbai. So please welcome Shonali, Bose, Bhupendra Jadawat, Nilesh Maniyar, the writer, of course. So hi, hope all of you all are doing well,
Hi.
Hello,
Lovely,
hi.
yeah.
and
Um,
congratulations for the success of Raat Rani.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're calling it a success already. That's a news to me.
it is definitely. People are loving Modern Love Mumbai.
Oh, super.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, Nilesh, let's start with you. So, how did this idea develop and what was your thought behind the project?
Yeah, the moment I selected the blog called The Bike That Saved My Life from the New York Times, Modern Love blogs, 6 blogs were given and, we had to choose one. कहानी पढ़ते ही सबसे पहले एक bridge मेरे दिमाग में आया because the film talks about a bridge. So that image, when that came in front of me, it felt magnificent. Or for the first time, ऐसा हुआ कि बहुत सारी images they started flashing in my head right away. And I was telling Shonali कि मुझे लग रहा है ये कहानी सही है यार. Let's adapt this. And then we spoke about it. We spoke about making the protagonist working class. We spoke about making her from Kashmir, what it means to the story, and with John, with Shonali, some discussions happened, and what entailed, बहुत ही फटाफट it came together organically. It took a long time to because of COVID to kind of come together to be made, but the writing was pretty organic. There's so many things in the story that came from my childhood to my adulthood to my travels to my life in Bombay, to the time I've spent with Shonali discussing politics, discussing characters. Everything kind of fell in place, boom, in one story.
And Shonali, you, of course, are known for being a sensitive filmmaker, the way you bring out emotions, and that's something you are especially known for. So, with this one, what was the challenge really?
The challenge was that everyone loved the script madly, like across the board, Amazon, New York, the actors, crew, everyone. And so for me, it was the first time I was directing a script that I had nothing to do with. I co-wrote with Nilesh 2 films, Sky Spring, Marguerite the Store. I wrote Amu by myself. So I'd never done somebody else's script that I have no role in. So I think the challenge to me was that will I be able to do justice to the script? I was seriously terrified. And I was like, it's okay. It's okay to fail. It's better to attempt something and see are you capable or not than feel scared and hide and not do it, or hide and ask Nilesh, can you be on set with me and help me? I was like, that's my challenge. I don't want you there by my side because I will automatically gravitate to ask your opinion on everything because I've worked with him and he's a brilliant director himself, not just a writer. So I've co-directed with him. And then on top of that, he's written it. It's his vision. It's coming from deep within him. Yeah. And I'm so glad you started this interview by asking him because I think the writer is the creator. The real success of Raat Rani is the vision and the story that he's given us and the characters that we have filled, and because it's a feminist story. I'm a feminist filmmaker, but I had nothing to do. Nothing whatsoever. Yes, I have sensitively brought out what the actors amazingly have also brought to the table, and I have helped the actors bring their best to the table and my crew, my DP, etc. Beautiful visuals. But the feminism of it, which has been remarked on, is coming from a man. Yeah. And this is a very important point because patriarchy is a system. It's an ideology. It's not just on the basis of what your gender is. You could be patriarchal and be female. And you could be very feminist and be male.
Yeah, that's so true, actually. And, Bhupendra, you have done theatre as well, and it's been a long journey. So how do you look back at it?
To the script? The process?
Yeah, if you want to talk about Raat Rani, specifically, but I was asking about your journey as well, starting off with theatre and now, all the different projects that you're doing.
Yeah, I started doing theatre in 2011 and since then, so many theatre groups. Then I went to NSD. Yeah. I learned acting over there for like 3 years and then I shifted to Bombay. I found एक ग्रुप बनाया मैंने अपना द रेड मार्क एक्टर स्टूडियोज और थिएटर करना स्टार्ट किया यहाँ पे पृथ्वी थिएटर में एंड देन आई गॉट माय फर्स्ट फिल्म क्लास ऑफ 83 एंड देन आई गॉट दिस रात रानी आई गिव ऑडिशन टू गौतम सर और वहाँ से मुझे बुलावा आया कि आप अब सेलेक्ट हो गए हैं. And then I met Shonali ma'am and Nilesh sir. And it's very important for an actor to, saying dialogues are they are very different things. You just go on certain अपने dialogue बोल दिए, लेकिन be in the process. And process आपको किस तरह से सिखाता है, process आपको किस तरह से enrich करता है, मैं उसमें बहुत मानता हूँ. और क्या पता शायद आप जो आप सीख करते हो वही आपको भी सीख कर रहा होता है. सो मुझे ऐसे लोग मिले, कमाल के लोग मिले, जो खुद भी प्रोसेस में विश्वास रखते हैं, जो खुद भी किसी इनके लिए सिनेमा कुकिंग की तरह है. चीज़ें पकती हैं, तेल जाता है, फिर उसमें जीरा आता है, उसमें चीज़ें आती है और धीरे धीरे चीज़ें पकती है, फिर खुशबू आती है. एंड दैट्स हाउ दे मेक that's how they make their film.
Yeah.
So when you meet such people around, Nilesh sir, Shonali ma'am, and Fatima, जो प्रोसेस में विश्वास रखते हैं, तो being an actor like me, जो बहुत नया है, उसके लिए तो ये मेरे लिए मतलब विन एंड विन सिचुएशन थी. सो थिएटर से आना एक प्लस पॉइंट था, लेकिन ये प्रोसेस थिएटर बहुत अलहदा था, थिएटर से भी कुछ अलग.
And Nilesh, like Sonali rightly said, writers are finally getting the credit and the exposure they deserve. So how do you see that scene changing, maybe?
Oh, I love it. मतलब ये चीज मैं मेरे सारे दोस्त जो हैं मुंबई में, वो एक्टर्स नहीं है, राइटर्स है. तो मैं तो मतलब राइटर्स में ही पला बड़ा बच्चा आया था, मैं यहाँ पे आया था, तो सारे मेरे जो जानने वाले हैं वो राइटर्स हैं. और राइटर्स ये मतलब इट्स लाइक आप पापा को प्यार कर रहे हो, माँ को प्यार नहीं कर रहे हो यार. आप डायरेक्टर को प्यार कर रहे हो, राइटर को भूल जा रहे हो.
But unfortunately, Natasha, sorry to interrupt, but unfortunately, I feel very, very strongly on this issue, and it is not the case overall. I'm not speaking specifically. Overall, in our film industry, writers do not get the credit they deserve. Writers do not get the marketing they deserve, the publicity they deserve, the fact that they are the creators. This industry is all about the stars. And now for the first time, directors, that's also a new thing. I was discussing with Hansal, and we were holding forth on how writers are not getting. But he's like, even for directors, that's also just a recent thing that unless you're a star director like Adi Chopra or Karan Johar, but for directors like Hansal or me, that's a new thing, that directors today are getting the same platform that stars are. But that's not happened with writers. And writers don't get paid well, writers don't get the marketing, etc. This is why also it's a paucity, I think, of getting really brilliant scripts out of our country, because producers are also happy with mediocrity. You rarely get a script like Nilesh's, where you're getting a perfect script, because the writers are also not given that space and that platform and stature.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm glad that you are part of this conversation, because of course the writer is the star, like Shonali says.
Yeah, I think perfection of the script, I mean, I'm glad she compliments me so much, but whether the script is perfect or not, or whether a film is perfect or not, is to each their own, right? Someone will love it, someone will hate it. But irrespective, whether the script is great or not, the writer has to be given the due credit. And that is a problem. It's like, a lot of times we have conversations, and it has happened with me. You will see my name as a writer on Margarita with a Straw and Sky's Pink, but only Shonali is referred to in many conversations as the writer, because she's also the director of it. So actually, she's been referred to as a director. Even she's not referred to as a writer for that matter, because director is the be all and end all. And the beauty is, I'm saying all this while I'm actually at heart a writer director. Like I'm about to direct my own. I've directed a documentary which is about to come out on a platform. So despite that, I'm still saying, if I write direct, it's a different thing. But if someone else has written it for me, how come that name won't come first? How come the conversation starts with the director? That's a question I think we all need to introspect, and then understand why we keep cribbing that, oh, there are not enough writers, and why is every writer turning a director? Because, if you have some mother birth a baby and take the child away, what is the mother going to do, man?
Yeah.
Where is she going to go? So, and end of the day, I do feel filmmaking is like cricket or football. It's not tennis. It's a team play. There will be a captain, there will be a coach, but sometimes the 11th man also can, win you the match. So, it's a team play.
Yeah, but do you feel with OTT, things are becoming, it's a slow process, but at least they are becoming more fair. And of course, the writing especially focuses on the writing more than anything else.
For
That's
me, it's a
sadly not the
controversial question. I will
case.
skip it.
I'll answer that and say that's not the case yet, and I've really unfortunately experienced it right now also. But writers are getting work. That is one thing. Like today, it's impossible to
100%.
have time of a writer because So on the one hand, OTTs are all chasing every writer. Every writer in the city does not have work. It does not have time to give you. I know it because I'm waiting on several show running, several writers' rooms where I'm having to wait 3 months for the writer. I, as a director, am sitting khali. The writers are not sitting khali. However, tragedy is they're still not getting that platform. They're still not getting the stature. They're not getting it on from OTT either.
Few questions on Mumbai, since, of course, modern love Mumbai. So firstly, your fondest memories of the city.
मैंने अभी भी ये शहर पूरा घूमा नहीं है. मैं जितना भी घूमा हूँ अकेला घूमता हूँ, तो आई थिंक कुछ मेमोरीज मेरी मरीन ड्राइव, बैंड स्टैंड की अकेले वॉक करने की है. बाकी पूरा फोकस जो था वो स्टार्टिंग में आपका काम के उसमें आप दौड़ते रहते हो. सो जितनी भी मेमोरीज है मेरी, वो मेरी आराम नगर की ही है.
In childhood, I used to come to my bua's place. She lives in Dombivli. And my father used to take us to Taj Mahal Hotel. And we would go inside. One cup of tea would be ordered and 5 of us would share it. And we come out and take a photograph and behave as if we just came out of Taj. We were living here for like a week or so, had brunches, and just come back with that photo. And that used to be just such a romantic memory. And of course, the second one would be going to, in summer vacation, it was a thing to go to SL World with the entire family. That would be crazy killer. It's like just amazing.
Yeah. And Shonali, please.
For me, it's the trains, because I came from Calcutta to Bombay when I was 14 years old. And we used to live in Juhu, but my mother used to go for work often to Colaba, and also my aunt lived there. And the train journey, because I didn't travel by local train in the city of Calcutta, I didn't need to. I've been on the trams in Calcutta, and then from trams to come to the train. And it was a really funny thing that an aunt of ours was visiting, who was very thin and thin. She was visiting from Delhi. And we told her, now we have to go and you have to just rush onto the train. It's the fast train. And then your hand is up. You can't even bring it down. It's, we were in the women's compartment, but it's packed and the fisher women are so militant, etc. This poor aunt, we got onto the train and we start moving and we're like, where is she? Where is she? She got pushed out on the other side door. Just got pushed out on the other side door. As children, we found it so funny because my sister and I, we were securely there in the train holding our mother's sari, and we were in splits. But it connects with right now when I was doing Raat Rani. We finished a shoot. We were an all-night shoot. And then we had a train sequence. We had a train sequence with Fatima on the train when she's going to meet Lutfi. We got onto the train to shoot at Guerrilla, and it just brought back my memories of when I was a teenager, because it was that same crowded compartment like that, because it wasn't like a shoot where it's a set for you. We were in a real compartment with crowds around us with the camera like that capturing her. We got off, and we were somewhere in the far deep, in the suburbs, and I had to come back to Bandra, and they had cars there and everything. I was like, are you nuts? I'm just going to go back in the train. And the production went nuts, because I didn't even actually, I don't know if I can say this one, but I'm not going to waste time standing in line to buy a ticket. And I don't travel today by train, so I don't have a pass. I was like, I'm going to hop on the train and go. And they were like, oh, no. And I just hopped onto the fast train with my DP Kaveen, and we had such a wonderful train journey to Bandra. We were so excited, because I think after ages one is traveling in the local train. It was early morning and the breeze was lovely, and we were just talking about our experience of shooting Raat Rani. But the production, till I reached home, they were like, ma'am, have you reached? They were so paranoid that their directors were going in local train ticketless.
I would call them concerned and protective and really good-hearted to do all of that.
Yeah, that's sweet, actually. That's true. And of course, Shonali, we have to ask you about your wonderful cast as well. So what went into that process? Please tell us.
So Bhupendra was an absolute find by my casting director, Gautam Kishan Chandani. I think I looked at some, like easily over 30 auditions for that role. And his audition blew me away. The audition he did, and I really saw the character, and I saw what he gave me through his eyes. And that's what I look for in an audition, is the actor able to speak through their eyes. So that was really just fabulous, getting him through that process, a classic process. And he's already been in a film, but humble enough to go out there, do the audition, do all that, not say that watch my work in my film. So that was Bhupi. And Fatima was a suggestion made by Rongita and Ishita Nande. I really thank them, really grateful to them for coming up with that idea of Fatty. Then I discussed with Nilesh, and then we both were excited about it, that she actually is Kashmiri. I don't think we had really thought about that, Fatima's own origins. I don't think, at least I didn't know. When we met with her, the two of us met with her together, and she told us that one parent is from Jammu, one from Kashmir. She's grown up in the city of Bombay, but actually she was thrilled to play a Kashmiri. And she doesn't know the dialect, but she says, it's just sort of in my subconscious memory from hearing my mother, hearing my aunts, but I will have to train in this. And she said, please give me the script. I need 1 month to train in the dialect. And she's a perfectionist. And so, as Bhupendra also talked about, they worked for a month solidly on the dialect. But that's how the casting happened. And this was a dream cast. Dilip Prabhavalkar was actually somebody that Nilesh visualized. The one character he visualized while he was writing the script. I don't feel he may have visualized any other actors. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know for a fact, because he suggested, he knows Gautam very well, and he suggested to Gautam and me. And I think we felt that Dilip is not going to say yes, because he's a very major, legendary Marathi actor. And so I was so nervous before this Zoom conversation, and Dilip is just so humble and such a darling. I think very, very good actors don't look at the size of a role. They really look at a director's conviction for their character. That's all he wanted to hear. What was my conviction for his character? He didn't care how many pages is he on, how many minutes is he on. Not for 1 second, being such a big actor. So that is how, but even in smaller roles, like I have Tanishta Chatterjee and all that, Tanishta is a friend, like, Vikram Kochar and Girija Oak, even the secondary cast, wonderful, really lovely, lovely cast, through and through for everybody.
It was absolutely great having you guys. Thank you so much for doing it.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.